Thank you, and a big hello from London. Quite a busy week last week, as we not only had the weekly technical patterns for last week, but also the monthly patterns for the month of May to look at. Okay, so without any further delay, here are last week's weekly patterns, and they were a mixed bunch. I'll start with the stock index futures, and we had a weekly key reversal down in the German DAX futures at quite a significant moment. The market is breaking down through the base, in other words, the lower tine, currently at 18,722 of the February to April bullish Andrews pitchfork. And the market is using this weekly key reversal down to make it happen. Now, we have seen a move lower yesterday, but it's not been sustained today. Additionally, such a break of the bullish Andrews could see me draw a shallower bullish shift pitchfork, so it's not the end of the world here. But it does strengthen the question, one I've raised elsewhere on this market, as to whether the action since February is really a bullish halfway hesitation, as originally discussed, or is it instead a possible bearish double top? On to the currencies next, and we had a wide assortment with weekly key reversals down in euro against the Swiss franc, US dollar against Norwegian krona, and weekly key reversals up in Aussie dollar against Japanese yen, euro against Hungarian forint, Swiss franc against Polish zloty, US dollar Polish zloty, US dollar Hungarian forint, and US dollar Taiwanese won. Let me get that right. However, the two key weekly key reversals in currencies last week were a weekly key reversal up in euro against Japanese yen, if only just, and a weekly key reversal down in euro against the dollar. In euro yen, we are already seeing a strong reactionary move lower, with the possibility of an immediate countering weekly key reversal here. Whilst on euro dollar, we are seeing a continuation higher, and thus also a reactionary move against the weekly key reversal down. This is a continuation higher within the April to date based bullish ascending expanding wedge pattern, which is currently 107.73 to 110.63 and highlighted in dark blue on my daily chart. And it has the chance of a small bullish halfway hesitation formed mostly over May. I cover this more fully in my daily foreign exchange technical analysis video commentaries. On to commodities now, and we have quite a few. We had a weekly key reversal down in Chicago soybean meal futures last week. This is linked to a break lower from the late February to early April bullish Andrews pitchfork, and perhaps more importantly, the construction over May to date of a bearish double top. We also had a weekly key reversal down in Chicago corn futures last week, and for approximately the same reasons. In this case, we had a bullish shift pitchfork instead of a bullish Andrews pitchfork, but the effect was the same, though the double top in question was a lot smaller here. You can see a lot more with my weekly oilseeds and veg oils commentary. On to Bursa Malaysia crude palm oil futures, which had instead a weekly key reversal up last week. However, there was no follow through higher on this one, instead a gapping move lower, though still within last week's range. Indeed, last week, and ever since late April, the ranges have been capped by a reverse head and shoulders neckline on top, currently at 40.98, and supported below by the May 2023 to date uptrend, currently at 38.60. You can see this also in my weekly oilseeds and vegetable oils commentary. Elsewhere, we had a weekly key reversal down in New York orange juice futures last week, which, after a rocky start, have made new lows today compared to last week's range. We also had a weekly key reversal up in EX German power base month futures last week, which started well this week but have since had a pullback lower, though still within last week's range. Finally, there was a weekly key reversal down last week in the TikTok meme generation favorite, in AMC stock of the US. I now move on to the monthly key reversals for the month of May, and thankfully there have not been so many, though a couple are significant. We had monthly key reversals up in sterling against the rand, South African rand, and the US dollar CNY, the onshore Chinese yuan, the spot, and a monthly key reversal down in euro against the Swedish krona. As these are monthly patterns, I would not necessarily expect to see any immediate moves, but we have already seen a follow-on higher in sterling against the South African rand, and a follow-on lower in euro against the Swedish krona, and a limited move higher in US dollar against the spot CNY, the onshore Chinese yuan. Another interesting monthly key reversal up was in the cryptocurrency Ethereum, which has not, repeat, not had any follow through higher or lower either this week. I call it interesting because there was no such pattern in Bitcoin, and the one thing I would have expected to see would have been a commonality in patterns over such a longer period as the month of May. Finally, there was a weekly key reversal down in the Russian OMX stock index. As always, I'm happy to answer any direct questions to anyone who's interested. With that, I'll finish this section from London, and I hope that you found these comments useful.
Thank you for listening. This weekly broadcast gives the essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted both at the front and at the back of this broadcast. Copyright is Eddie Topic and ADM Investor Service International Limited. And here comes the final important bit.